So what up though, let's talk about today in this video, let's talk about how you can start a freight broker business with no trucks and how you can obtain your broker authority. Okay, so we're gonna give you a step-by-step on how to obtain that broker authority, and what better way to do it than to go basically by step, because even though the process is pretty similar, I'm talking about to any application, I guess, that you're filling out the broker authority. There's certain things that you need to check off to make sure that you are, checking off the right boxes, because we're gonna go over the costs and all that in the video. But just put it this way: if you do something wrong, you're gonna have to submit an application. You're gonna have to pay that fee once again. We don't want that to happen. So in this video, let's make sure that we are, doing the right things to fill out the application. I got some notes that we're gonna go over in this video. I just want to share with you. You don't have to have a truck in order to be in the trucking logistics freight business. You know what I'm talking about? So there's different ways that you can be in the logistics business without having to be a truck driver. One would be, I went over this in another video before, but one would be to be a broker. Next would be a dispatcher, and another would be a carrier. So in the video that we're talking about today, we're going to focus on getting your broker authority. And so what do you need to do to get your broker authority? First, you need to go to FMCSA, right? FMCSA, I believe, .org, right? And then you want to fill out the application. You know what I'm saying? How can you apply? The majority of the people that, want to get into this business, you're gonna file your application online. So if you're filling out online, there's certain categories that you need to look for when you're obtaining your broker authority. We're gonna go over the three categories that you can apply to, right? First one would be, I'm kind of blinded by the light right now. Okay, let's go over the steps. What are the steps in getting your operating authority? Okay, step one. Let's go over that first before we fill out the application. Step one would be applicant submits the OP1 and or OP1P and or OP1FF form. That's one. Okay. And we go over, I guess, the different terminology in the video. Step two would be applicant receives your MC or freight forwarder number. That would be step number two. Step number three would be you wait your 10-day protest period. Basically, if anybody protests for you to not obtain your MC, DOT, broker authority, or freight forwarding authority, because you may have had a previous MC or DOT and you jacked it off, or you just a bad company all the way around. They're going to protest. You're going to look your name up, your previous DOTs, because you're going to have to use the same social security number. So there's not going to be no ways around it. You know what I'm talking about? I guess there may be ways around it, but hopefully, we get all the bad apples out the industry, because we don't need this shit around us. So you got to wait there 10 days. Okay, so after the 10 days after the 10-day period is up, then you're going to go to step number four. Step number four is insurance companies file forms with the FMCSA. Okay, so that'd be step number four. Step number five, the applicant or process agent files form BOC3 with the FMCSA. I have a video previously about the BOC3, basically, which is where agents be able to receive mail and documents on your behalf in all 50 states. So if somebody wants to, I guess, God forbid, that they want to file a lawsuit against you or your company, or against your company, then this is where the information will go to one of the BOC3 agents. That is step number five. And then finally, step number six, applicant begins operation after receiving certificate, permit, license for operating authority from the FMCSA, which stands for Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, if you don't know. Some of these acronyms and things like that, we have to get used to what this terminology means. And I'm going to put out a video basically on different terminologies for the trucking industry, trucking and logistics, because this is basically, that's like if a doctor if somebody that's interested that is in transportation industry and wants to go into becoming a doctor or something like that, there's terminology that you have to learn in order for you to be in the industry, right? Same thing, rules apply. If you're coming from if you're an engineer or anything like that, and you want to become a trucking logistics company, you have to know the terminology, because when you're talking to shippers, carriers, dispatchers, brokers, all the power players that's in the industry, and truckers, you need to know what you're talking about. And what I'm saying is, you need to know the language. We speak a different language, and me as a new freight broker with the authority, I'm trying to understand and comprehend the language that is being spoken on an everyday basis. So that is step number 6. Now we need to talk about, how do you fill out the OP1 form, you know what I'm saying, for your broker authority. Let's get into that. So application for operating authority. Okay, so the OP1 operating authority for motor carrier, broker, United States based enterprise carrier, operating authority for motor passenger carrier, or operating authority for freight forwarder. Okay, so that's what the OP1FF is, operating authority for freight forwarder. The OP1P is operating authority for motor passenger carrier. I'm sorry about that. Motor carrier passenger authority. And then number 3 was the United States based enterprise carrier, international cargo and international household goods. So step 1 is determining which type of authority are you filling out your application for. In this video, we're talking about a broker authority. So OP1, we're starting for number 2, broker, property, or household goods. Step number 2, your grant letter. Step number 2, you get your grant letter and MC and FF number, which means motor carrier or freight forwarder number. So applicants will receive a grant letter after FMCSA processes and accepts the operating authority application as follows. If applying online, a motor carrier, MC, or freight forwarder number will be provided immediately, and a confirmation letter will be arrived via mail. If applying by mail, the grant letter should take about 4 weeks. So that's step number 2. Step number 3, again, you're going to go over the 10-day process, the 10-day protest period. At the same time the grant letter is mailed, each company applications for operating authority will be published in the FMCSA register. This publication initiates the 10-day calendar day protest period, during which any individual can file a protest with FMCSA stating why a company, like I was saying before, companies such as the ones that have previous broker authority or previous DOT numbers that have jacked it off and messed it up, and just bad players in the industry. So they're going to look for those particular people to try to weed them out the industry. And if they don't, and if your application comes back successful, then guess what? You receive your authority. Next, insurance. This step can begin at any time after the applicant receives a MC or freight forwarder number, and is not dependent on step 3 being completed. An insurance company must file the appropriate insurance forms on behalf of the applicant within 90 days of the date of the application and receiving the operating authority. That's step number 4. Depending upon the types of operating authority requested, one or more of the following forms must be filed with the FMCA by an insurance company or financial institution. Form number 1 would BMC 91 or BMC 91X for proof of bodily injury and property damage, BI and PD insurance. Or they file a form BMC 34 for proof of cargo and liability insurance. That's for mainly your carriers. Or the form BMC 84 for broker surety bond. This is what I have. I obtained my broker surety bond. I have a BMC 84. And then last but not least, there is also the form BMC 85, which is a trust fund agreement, which means if you have a total amount of assets equivalent to, I believe, $750,000, you can use that as your collateral for your BMC 85 trust. Okay, so that's hopefully you understand that process. Next, self-insurance. Motor carriers, U.S. based enterprise carriers. Okay, we're not talking about them. Step number 5, process agents. This step can begin with at any time applicant receives a MC or freight forwarder number. Motor carriers of property and a passenger or CMV operating for freight forwarders. Brokers and freight forwarders that will not operate CMVs must designate a process agent in each state in which they maintain an office or establish contracts. So again, like I was saying before, you have to have something on file. You know what I'm saying? So if just in case somebody needs to, just in case somebody needs to, I guess having access to you. Next, step number 6, certificate, permit, or license of operating authority. After FMCSA has approved the application, insurance, and process agent filings, the process period has ended without any protest. Applicants are issued an operating authority in the form of a certificate, motor carrier, permit, freight forwarder, or licensed broker. Applicants may not begin operation until this official record of operating authority is issued as evidence of publication in the FMCSA. So if you were new to my channel, then you can go back to some of my previous. I shared with you what my broker authority looked like, and I've obtained that like in end of September 2024. So I am basically a new broker in the industry, and I'm trying to bring I bring a different approach to this industry. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm an ex-felon, so I want to get people that are coming home that opportunity to make a living, you know what I'm saying, and not have to worry about how you're going to provide for yourself, and be able to still be able to sustain, you know what I'm saying, a lifestyle that's great to provide for your family. You know, it's nothing like coming home and you're not being you're not feeling, you know what I'm saying, feeling like a man being like, I'll give you an example. I came home in 2015. I worked at Denny's. Denny's was paying me $9.25 an hour, okay, which wasn't cutting it. This is back in 2015. I have 5 children. I have a wife. So imagine how I was feeling when I first came home. And if you're familiar with the system, you have to have some type of employment in order for you to show, you know what I'm saying, your parole officer exactly what you are, that you are, you know what I'm saying, have a job and you're staying out of trouble. So make a long story short, I got fired from Denny's on Thanksgiving, and didn't know I had to come in. So they said that it was no call, no show, so they fired me, right? And so my best friend's sister ended up giving me a job at a transportation company, which was non-emergency medical transportation. And then I ended up doing that for a few years. And then, you know what I'm saying, everything took off from there. But to make a long story short, people need to have the opportunity, and that's why I like trucking, because I know people that's been in trucking. I have family members in trucking, you know what I'm talking about. And what I learned is this is one of the, I guess, most forgiving industries. All the trucking industry, logistics industry care about is, can you move this freight from here to there? Can you coordinate a trip from here to here? So what I'm here to tell you is I can get you loads. I can broker, I'm talking to shippers. I can set you up with the, you know, direct contact with carriers. I can get the loads moved. I can dispatch these loads. You know what I'm saying? This is something that, yeah, we offer, even though we have 2 different entities, you know what I'm saying, we offer those type of services. So with that being said, this is how you get your broker authority in 2025. Those are the steps. Let me see if I forgot anything. So application information. So applicant must complete this section. So FMCSA requires you to designate a process agent. We talked about that. You have to have a legal business name, whether it's a corporation, sole proprietorship, partnership, doing business as, or LLC. Next, you have to have a principal place of business, whether it be your physical home, your home address, or if you have a physical location. Next, you have to have a representative if someone other than the applicant is, okay, we don't have to go through that. type of operating authority that you are filling out the application for. In this video, we're talking about broker authority, but there's a couple of there's a couple options that you can go up under: motor common carrier or property, except household goods; motor carrier of property except household goods; motor carrier of household goods, or motor contract carrier of household goods; broker of property except household goods; broker of household goods and new takes possession of United States based enterprise carrier and or US based enterprise carrier of international household goods. So if you're thinking about, I would say, anything, we're talking about getting your broker authority. You might ask how much this is going to cost. Now we're going to get to the good part. So this particular application for each one of those different sectors is $300 for the application. So you fill out the application, submit it, and it's $300 to go along with that submission. Do not mess up, because you're not going to get that money back. Just to let you know. And then, okay, so safety certification, affiliations, household goods certifications, scope of operating authority, applicant's oath. You know what I'm saying? We all take an oath. All applicants must complete this section. Type, you print your name, and in the case of a sole proprietorship, you know what I'm saying, when you're doing business as, and things of that nature. Then you figure out the status of your application, you receive your MC number, and then now you're ready for business, okay? So, again, the first part is, do you have an operating authority from or an application being processed by the FMCSA? That's the first question that they're going to ask you. You're going to say no. Okay. Next, you're going to put your business legal name, your principal address, your mailing address, and any of, if you have a representative. After that, you're going to go down to section 25-27, forms of business, corporation, sole proprietorship, or partnership. Then you're going to section 2, type of authority. We already went over that. Broker authority is what you're going to go for. Next, it'll be your insurance. It's going to be non-hazardous. This is if you're a motor carrier. And then that's basically the scope of the application. And once you fill it out and get your authority, I'm gonna say hit the ground running. What I mean by hit the ground running, I have follow me on Instagram as well at the Freight Broker Report, and I have a couple of videos on showing you how to use FMCSA to make money. Yeah, so we're paying them money to use FMCSA, meaning to get our broker authority. But there's ways to make money on FMCSA, and go follow me over there so you can see the video and learn how to make money off of FMCSA. Appreciate you watching. You know, I'll see you on the next video. Peace, love, and light. Say Lou.